Okay. So this game I saw you went Blade. I guess just because Renekton and Nautilus get really tanked late game or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were just really tanky, so I thought that would be good and
Okay.
done to them.
So first mistake is don't Q first. There's no reason to do that. It's just keep walking up and do DPS, and then right here, like you walked up way too far. No reason to walk up here because right now you're not doing any DPS. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds before you auto again. Maybe if like Nunu wasn't really low or anything like that, maybe you guys could have killed Nautilus or forced heal earlier. But yeah, definitely watch out for that. Oh god, don't tell me you're gonna die. Okay. So you guys would have killed Nautilus if you basically didn't sit for 5 seconds without autoing. That's problem number 1. Not enough DPS.
Right.
So I mean, like in the heat of the moment, sometimes you forget to do these things, but when you look back on it,
yeah. I didn't want to invade. Like I didn't think we really had a reason to, and
yeah,
I was really surprised when all that kind of went down. I didn't expect it because usually I'm really against doing that kind of thing. I think it's kind of cheesy.
I mean, yeah, it's fine, understandable. You guys didn't have a good invade team anyway. You guys have Nunu. He can't really invade with anything. But you should just stay basically next to the corner on the wall. You shouldn't have kept walking up, because that way you basically would have had 5 extra seconds of you dealing damage. So maybe they wouldn't have chased, or if they had chased, then you would have killed Nautilus in that case anyway, because he only had 100 health when he got out, and that's basically 2 auto attacks from you. 3, almost. So something to watch out for. Okay. Okay. If you don't see their support in lane, don't shove this. Because basically what you can do is zone them, and at least zone Jinx, either from XP or from XP and money. Or the other way around, from money or money and XP.
Okay.
Because if their support's not here, or they're both not here, what's going to end up happening is your side minions are going to cancel out the 3 in the front with their 3 in the front, and they're going to lose XP and money, which means you're going to get level 2, you're going to have XP advantage throughout the lane phase then. And that's important to keep, if you can get it. Okay, so right now it's pushing. This means you guys have to be aggro right now, because you're going to get level 2 before them. But you're not in position to be aggro. So next minion, you guys get level 2. But they got it before you guys, because they did. They got XP from golems. So what I'm trying to say is, if you hadn't pushed it and you made them lose XP from keeping the wave there without you pushing it, they wouldn't have gotten level 2 before you, and you'd have still like had some sort of pressure in lane.
Right.
But something I see commonly in like low elo is people don't harass enough, and especially with Caitlyn, it's like her strong point basically. So she's like lane bully plus like good late game, but then she like not that good mid game because she doesn't have enough DPS. So even like right here where Jinx walks up into minions, this is very simple for you to basically win the trade here. Reason being is because she walks up like all the way to here, right? And now look, there was 5 range mains here. We can do 4 that they're right here now, and the 3 melees here, right? Even if you hadn't moved from here and you hadn't backed out, all you have to do is like auto her and Q her, and then these minions would already be aggro and she would take aggro from them, and you'd win the trade regardless, whether you took auto attack damage or not. And on top of that, Thresh was already in a good position to punish Jinx for this, so he was gonna go for auto, but he went for the minion anyway. But Nautilus being here and Jinx walking all the way up here, and the position you guys were in, you had all, like, everything going for you to take advantage of it. But you just walked back and you didn't even auto-attack Jinx. So you gotta harass more in these situations. Okay. Okay. Now that you're level 3, you have your traps, so you should start setting them up in defensive spots, because Caitlyn doesn't really have an escape, and if Nautilus just walks up to you, you're pretty much in trouble. What I would do is place at least one here for like a jungle gank, and then maybe a second one maybe here, or something like this, because basically you kind of wall off this section, right? So that means you can basically freely kite here, because Nautilus can't go this way, because he's just going to get trapped even if he hooks you. I mean, if they all in you hard with their jungler, they could kill you here if you were out of position, but with minion waves here, it's safe. Like, you have safety with these traps here, because their jungler isn't just going to randomly come in and walk in. They're going to have to waste flash or something like that if they have it. And then if Nautilus ever goes down into the brush at the bottom, just put a ward or a trap in here or somewhere here, just another defensive trap, because the best thing that Caitlyn does is basically manipulate the terrain, and you want to abuse that as much as possible. If you see like Nautilus walk up to take a minion like that, Jinx was nowhere in position. Just auto him once, get some health, knock some health out of him. Can't leave anything unpunished, basically. Even if it's like a small mistake, like it adds up over time. Okay, see, like that was good. As soon as she went for minions, you punished her for it.
Whenever I do that, I sometimes tend to lose a lot of farm, so I'm really inconsistent with doing that.
With harassing and, okay. I mean, basically, you just have to be careful about overcommitting in this case, because if you're just walking up and, like, you walk up into a field of minions or whatever, and then you either take minion aggro or you're going to lose a minion like that in that case. All you have to do is watch out for how low the enemy health minions are, the health of the enemy minions, and on top of that, just position of their team and when like Jinx is about to auto attack farm. So in this situation, Nautilus is really like far out in like towards river, and you do have minions here. In this situation, you can basically stand and kite between this group here. I know you're trying to take advantage of like your passive by staying in the brush here, but they realize that, so they're staying all the way over here, which means you can't do anything to really punish them. So in this case, like Thresh missed hook, so you can't go too aggro, but the only thing you can do in this case is try to go for an auto attack on Jinx as soon as she goes for the farm, and then trapping accordingly right before that, because the only fear is if Jinx, instead of going for, she went for the earlier minion, which was like wherever it was, like here. So the next thing she's gonna do is like auto here, so she can kill these 3 minions, and then Nautilus has this area to hook you. So what you need to do is, as this minion comes in, basically walk up to it, and then stand right behind this one, and then you can like start freely attacking Jinx again. And the only thing you have to worry about that is like you basically can auto attack her once, and then go back to auto attacking the blue minion that's about to die right after that. So it's basically like I'm trying to give you like the specific situation of what you're doing now, but you basically have to set a list in your head of what's about to happen in the next 5 seconds, right? Where their position is relative to yours, and then minion health and minion like wave position. So if like your minion is basically how can I put this like more simply? Depending on the health of your minion, whoever's minion like dies first, you can basically pressure your advantage that way. So that if your minions are lower health than their enemy minions, that means that Jinx is going to go for the auto attack before you. So with doing that, you can basically try to punish her or even force her to lose CS that way. Because you do have range advantage at the beginning of the game as well, because you have 650 range. She has 625 until she levels her her rocket. So something to keep in mind. If that made sense, right? You okay? Because if you don't understand something, I'll try to better explain it. Okay, so queuing here, not good. This kind of area is where you can take like pressure and take an advantage, right? You have this minion here, and it's like over half health, so Jinx can't kill it unless there's 3 autos, right? Or she waits a few seconds for these 4 minions to attack it. Over here, you can literally walk up to here, and just make sure you're what do you call it? Parallel with Nautilus here. Because you have this entire area to just walk around and then pressure Jinx until this minion dies. And that means Jinx can lose this CS. It's possible for her to lose this one. And so 2 CS, just a quick advantage like that. But if you waste your Q just on shoving these minions here, it's just gonna shove the lane and then you can't really pressure Jinx. See, like right now you didn't take advantage of having that minion there. Okay. Be quicker on the traps here, and also don't place them behind Jinx because Thresh is gonna want to play as far away from their tower as possible. So the path of least escape for Jinx. So you want to at least trap a little bit in front of her in this case, or trap earlier. Okay. And then you had the second trap in there, which was good. Okay, that was really good. Because you stayed in the brush basically all your auto attacks, so you got your passive procced off like consistently. That was like well played there. Okay, don't walk backwards. No reason to walk backwards here, because then you're gonna lose range on Nautilus. Okay. And then the last Q, you weren't gonna kill Nautilus, so it wasn't worth doing it. You should have just used it on the incoming wave, because the problem right now, the wave is gonna freeze here. So as soon as Nautilus was already like here, you should have just gone back and started shoving your wave, because it freezing right here isn't beneficial for you. That means if you back now, you're gonna lose all these minions, and that's crappy. You don't want to lose minions, or you have to shove all these minions in. Which the problem with that is, especially since you guys used Flash already and Thresh's Ignite, you guys are in like a situation where you can get ganked if their jungler is like smart right now, and you guys would both die. So don't like tunnel on Nautilus. You gotta save the Q for this wave so you can shove it in faster, and then you should have killed these minions earlier so that your wave would have pushed up sooner. Because right now you guys gotta back, you guys gotta kill, so you gotta do something with that. Pushing your advantage. No. Put dog again. You want me to pause again? Or
no, you're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that was good. You shoved it all the way in and then you backed. Okay, and you back with BF Sword. Perfect. Huge advantage. And luckily Jinx shoved it the entire time, so you guys don't really lose minions. Okay. Don't push it here. You can freeze it here, and that's good for you because that means you can outpoke Jinx, and since she has no heal and Nautilus no exhaust, you have like, more pressure from your adrenaline to be able to come bottom. So at this point you should have not like kept killing all the moons, just held them here. And also one more thing, with your traps. You see how you place this trap like so close to the wall? It's not efficient because think about the hitbox of a champion. It's like this big for like Caitlyn, for example, right? So if like you yourself were to start walking up this way and try to kill whoever's here, you have like a huge hitbox where you can get hit. So what you need to do is to be a little bit more efficient with your traps, like place it here, like a little bit further away, because right here you're losing a lot of room. For champions, for like hitbox of champions. If you place it right against the wall, like you could be blocking this distance, but instead you're just blocking basically like this distance. So I mean, maybe for this game it won't matter in any situation, but maybe in another game you save a second or shave a second off like your life or something, or off like a gank that's coming in for you, so you save, you know, another second for your life or something, and you come out alive during your gank, for example. I was just trying to be a little bit more efficient with your trap placements. Okay, got a trap on the hooks. Okay. Dang, you're trying to kill both of them at the same time? Well, they could have killed you here. I don't know why he flashed. All he had to do was go back on you. Okay, right now just go die to minions. Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's bot lane party. Okay. You just flash, don't shove it. You can like basically allow for a slow push here, which is fine. The reason why I'm saying you should have slow pushed there is so you have no sums. Thresh wasn't there yet, so if you shove harder, like if Shaco had skipped going to red and just gone directly bottom, that was basically a kill for them in that situation. But if you had saved it here, you'd have gotten away if he would have ganked in that situation. Okay, nice. You blocked her from going back. Almost. Almost.
Yeah,
But I mean, in this situation, you did a little bit better job. Like, basically, all you have to do is, like, a few more pixels to the right, and she wouldn't be able to come through this angle. But you can't completely wall that off with two traps. Unless, like at least not with champions, like Jinx, who has small hitbox. Okay. So, I mean, that's just map awareness issue.
Yeah.
So if you see mid not there, back up. Plus you already had the package sound, so you knew he picked up package, so he's definitely roaming if he's not mid, because he doesn't want to waste it. Yep, where are you walking? We went to wolves that aren't there. Okay. So, were you trying to do a wolf camp or something? Like, I don't know. You walked to the right for no reason?
I think so. I don't remember.
You Q Jinx again. Like, there's no reason to do that right now. All you want to do is shove this wave and go back bottom. Because Jinx is out of mana, so it's going to be hard for, I mean, in general. But if she has to shove a wave right now, she's going to use her Q, right? Her rocket launch. And basically she's going to run So she has to either back or go to lane which is going to be beneficial for you guys. And Corky's also backing now, and he has no TP. So right now you guys should be shoving, because then you either keep Jinx mid, and then you can go bottom, or Jinx goes bottom. And Corky loses minions regardless. So that's why you should have saved your Q for that, because you weren't going to kill her with 1 Q. Okay, so that's fine. You left. What's Thresh doing? Still trying to shove? What? Why? Don't know. It's fine to leave it frozen like that in the middle. Or almost frozen. Okay. The 2 traps here are based, like, no need to use them there. You basically wasted them. Because it's not like Nautilus ever wants to walk up this far in ever to, you know, to engage on you. Even if you're under tower, he's not going to pull you because he's not Blitzcrank or something. And then this is fine. You guys should freeze them again here. But I'm assuming you don't freeze it. Oh, maybe you do. Okay. It's not a true freeze, but I mean, it's something. Okay, but now you don't know where they are, and this wave position, since it's frozen on your side, it's going to start slow pushing to their side. So, as soon as you don't see them there, just start shoving it again.
True freeze. What's that? Is it different?
What is it?
Yeah, is it like something?
Which one?
You said it wasn't a true.
Well, because like you basically would have kept it there just for like a minute, or like, yeah, 30 seconds to a minute, and then it would start slow pushing. Like a true freeze means like it will consistently push to your side if you can keep pulling minion. Like with an actual freeze, they always have a larger minion wave than you, because you keep their minion wave there and you keep it from going to your tower. So when you do like an actual freeze, their wave will have like 2 waves, and then as soon as it kills your wave, you walk out into the like river, and you basically pull the minions this way, and then you go into the brush, and then you come back out, and then the minions like reset and then stay frozen here, and then the enemy has more minions than you do, and your wave comes in, and then their wave has like a double wave or something bigger than 1 wave, and it kills all your minions again. And then as soon as that happens, then you take aggro again from the minions and pull it back into the river, and then come back and then do that. Usually taking it all the way out into the river is difficult and dangerous, but if you have like lifesteal or like a support that has shield or something, or heal, you can basically tank minions here until your next wave comes and then come back. And then basically keep it there.
Should I only do that when they're out of lane?
Freezing it? Yeah, that's fine. Because with freezing, you're basically causing them to lose minions, and you want to freeze it when it's too hard for you to push their tower to lose minions like quickly enough, basically. And also when you want to like basically take an advantage that they don't have sums or something like that. So if they have to come up to CS all the way far to where you froze it, then your jungler can come and basically kill them. I mean, usually with like wave control, it's not something that becomes really apparent until like Diamond. But definitely if you work on it now, wouldn't be a bad thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people in low elo just like as soon once they get to lane, they just hard shove every time, and that's not always a good thing to do. Dang, that was close. Okay. You're shoving it again. I don't see a reason to do that right now. Basically, Jinx is by herself here. Nautilus is already going back bottom, so you guys won't be able to dive her by the time it gets to the tower. That's not gonna work out well. So you shoving it right now is basically giving Jinx free XP and saving all the minions again. And also, since you have like over 1k gold right now, it would be good for you to start having it start slow push, because then you could just either rotate to dragon or go back and buy and come back without losing much, losing minimally. Okay. Wow, he misses. Don't focus Nautilus like at all. Just walk up to whoever is dealing damage on their team. Nice. Okay. Oh, you could have lived. You could have lived here. All you have to do is walk up to the brush. But you wasted your net. Oof. Oof. Okay. Like, I already know you're gonna die. There's no escape for you. Okay. So as soon as that happened, literally the only thing you had to do was walk straight this way. Well, the closest path to the wall. This way. Because the wall is here, so here. Right? Just walk up to here. You'd probably be like this much health by that time. Like really low. But you would net over the wall and then get away.
I just started panicking. I was freaking out.
Yeah, because it looks like you can't really do anything, and then you get screwed over. Okay. Don't know where they are. Shove. This is fine. Well, besides the part where Thresh roams. Okay, so you push the wave, and as soon as you shove that, because you didn't know where they are, roam. Reason being is because you don't know where, or at least you didn't see Nautilus. They came in late to lane, and then Thresh already went mid to start roaming. So this means that they're probably going to fight, and you should be there to follow up with them. Now Thresh is going to die, and Yunu is going to die. Nasus wants the tower really badly. Okay. Okay, like right now, you see them starting to group mid. These minions are basically gonna freeze. It's not gonna be a nice freeze, but it's gonna like go here. So you're probably gonna lose stuff. But it doesn't matter because at this point they start grouping mid. Mid's already at half health tower, and it's basically more ideal just to be with your team right now, and it basically ensure kills when they're going like roaming like this. And then also knowing that Corki had package because also the sound played. It's basically like you know Corki is gonna all in somebody almost like 90% of the time, right? Because he doesn't want to waste the package for no reason. Well, if he's gonna do that and your team groups, you're gonna want to be there for your team when he does use it like that. But yeah, so maybe if you're there, you would have like killed Shaka or something, or got him really low, but then Thresh wouldn't have died, something like that. And then maybe like I don't know how hard your team tilts, but because that's variable every game. But sometimes like maybe somebody dies once and they just don't want to play anymore. Or like something, you know, like ADC didn't follow, blah blah blah, you know, then it gets super tilted. Okay. This isn't good, the traps here, because it's not going to save you whatsoever. So right now, what are you worried about? Tower dive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this means trap here, and then basically trap here. Because you want to enclose yourself in a spot where you can circle around the turret, right? And you don't want Nautilus to kill you. So ward like a trap here in case Jinx tries to take this path to come up. Trap there, and then trap here. So that means you can go in a circle to take as much, make Nautilus take as much aggro as possible while standing in a tower. And then Jinx wants to come up this way because obviously you're coming around. What's the shortest distance for her to hit you? Something along this line, right? So if she walks up, then she gets like basically pinned here because she can't go past this trap, and then you can either like take some path like this, just to possibly kill Nautilus or something like that. Okay. Okay, but you can't save the tower now. That's fine. Okay, now you go with your team to roam. Shove mid. Okay, so they can't get anything bottom. There's no dragon up. There's no mid tower up. You should have just directly gone top. Screw these minions, you don't need them. Reason being is, so right now, what do you want? You want to kill Renekton, you want to take top tower, and then you want to get Rift Herald. Those are the objectives up right now. You farming like 3 CS right here isn't going to do anything. So their team can't do anything but go top as well, because they're not going to get anything anywhere else. They can't kill mid tower unless they group for it, like 3 people with the minion wave pushed up. So even if your team doesn't realize what like best objectives are right now, you should do it for them. So they just backed here and then didn't take the tower and didn't take Rift Herald. You and Thresh being here as well as Nunu, this was like free Rift Herald. You should have just pinged it or something. Okay, and then you're by yourself mid, so you don't have wards on the left, you don't have wards on the right, so you have hardly any vision right now. You do know Nautilus is here. Renekton's top, Jinx is there, and then Nunu is somehow really deep in their jungle for whatever reason. So you should be trapping defensively right now. He's also know where Shaka is. And trapping defensively is, again, just like blocking off directions wherever you see fit. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to go like too much into detail and then suddenly you forget everything or whatever. But I mean, you can always watch this again later. But just trying to go into as many things as like that goes through my head. Whenever I'm playing like Caitlyn or champion like Caitlyn. Okay. So you should have seen the Shaco thing. You reacted late. That's problem number 1. Okay, so from your vision, you see it right here, right? Top left. He's probably somewhere down here. He's coming up. Where is he actually? Oh, he didn't go down. What the heck? That's such a weird path for him to take. Oh, this is AP Shaco too, I just realized. Okay. So one more time. Should have seen that. The trapping away was fine. And then as soon as you see Corki, you have to think about his Valkyrie range, right? So where can Corki immediately shift to? Can immediately shift to here. Is this range with you and Corki dangerous? Yes. He can ult you, can Q you, E you. He has flash up anyway. So as soon as you go past this range, you're basically asking to die against Corki. So problem number one. The only thing you could do in this case is walk up, and if you want to be dangerous about it, just like put a trap here. Because that's like the quickest way for Corki to actually come to you and kill you. The only thing you can do is as soon as he Valkyries or something like that, that he lands on the trap and he won't be able to flash immediately, and then you're kind of okay for a little bit, and then you can do more damage. But it's still dangerous nonetheless, so you should watch out for that. And that's exactly what Corki does. Yeah. Nice ult. Okay. Where's Caitlyn? Okay. Okay, so Renekton has Thornmail. Wait, what the heck? You didn't get aggroed? Interesting. So Renekton right now should be staying in split pushing because he can kill you like easily, right? And then this means you don't know where he is. You don't know if he's backed yet, but trapping accordingly. Put a trap here. The trap here doesn't really do anything, right? Because he's never gonna go directly this way. I mean, he could, but you want to make him just follow you around. So trap here, and then maybe like another trap here. But basically, you want to make it so you circle the tower when you're playing against melee, or like Nautilus, where he basically has to auto attack you to set off his snare or whatever. Maybe you want to make it really hard for people to do that. Also, kite these minions more. You don't have lifesteal, so besides your Duran's Blade, but you're now gonna come to lane with like 300 less health for no reason, which means it's definitely like a huge amount, and you could die. It could be the difference between life and death. Yeah, why is he going in? Oh, he's dead. Wow, okay. Well done with the trap there. You didn't need the second trap. One trap here was fine. That was really risky though, because you didn't have any wards anyway. And Renekton's really ahead. Okay. So this game you go RFC or do you go Phantom Dancer? Do you remember? Or you obviously don't go Phantom Dancer. Shiv or Rapid Fire Cannon? Do you remember what you go?
I go Rapid Fire.
Okay. Which is fine. Because Corki has range, Jinx has range, Nautilus technically has range with his hook, and then Renekton has his dash, double dash. Okay. Be careful with like just wasting your mana on an entire wave, because in the case where somebody's gonna cheese you and they're like in a brush here, you're basically instantly dead. There's something to watch out for.
Should I always kind of like save enough for like a net or something?
You should always save enough for a full combo.
Oh, okay.
Because maybe they're gonna like pull out real quick, but then they pull out with like 300 health, and then your ult is what kills them. Oh, you were late on the trap. Wait, what? You trapped here? Oh, for Jinx? Okay. Yeah. Whoa. See, you can wall this off with 2 traps, but you didn't wall it off. Huh. But they backed off. Okay. Okay. Interesting. They should have like kept going on you guys because you had no mana, so nothing to be afraid of, and it has no ult, so they basically like had free kills there, but that's on them for missing that. And then you misplacing your traps. It's more dangerous for Renekton to go on you than Jinx, so I'd have walled off inside the try. Because that's what, like, Renekton would dash over the wall anyway. He's not gonna go through your traps. Okay, Caitlyn. Where's Caitlyn going? Okay, so you go bottom. You take a lot of like dangerous paths. I don't know. Like you're just going through their jungle here. It's pretty risky. You don't have any vision of bottom. The other thing you have protecting you are these traps. Okay, you just see Renekton and Corki mid, so now you're kind of okay, but Shaco's already low. So I mean, then you kind of become okay. But if Corki and Renekton had both gone through the bottom and then into their jungle that way, they could have caught up to you. Okay, and this is the part where you don't want to mindlessly split. This is not good. You should have just shoved it and gone back mid. Because now who can kill you? Shaco can kill you. If he goes back. Oh no, he's not back then, he's over there. And Jinx is dead. And Corki and Alice are pushing mid. Where's Renekton? Renekton's a dangerous one. Is Renekton coming for you? Renekton's coming. Okay.
Yeah, he kills me.
Okay, if you put a trap here, don't walk away from it. Like, in this situation, he's tanking the entire wave. But he already has, like, plenty of lifesteal. Walk to the trap. Walk to the trap. No. Okay. So, the other problem here is, so you trapped in the wrong location. He's already too fed for you to fight him. So, what you should have done as he was coming towards you. So, actually, let's just go back 15 seconds. Make this easier, because there's no way for you to fight him. For you to actually, like, if you were able to kill him, you should have trapped in, like, a line and put traps, like, evenly spaced out so that he walks into one trap and then you go hover on top of another trap. That's, like, at least 3 seconds away. So that if he goes onto you, he gets trapped again and then you waste his time. Okay. Okay, as soon as you see him, this is where you back off. So, first thing you want to do is, so you don't use your net, because your only escape in this case is you go over to golems, and then you use your net over the wall. So, you trap here, and then you like trap here, as you're walking this way. And then you go over to golems, and you net over the wall. Because he has minions here, so he'll be able to dash through and basically kill you, no matter what, in this case. But the problem is reaction time, I guess, because you walked up for another second there. Okay, and then you hit him there, okay, yeah, and you're basically done at this point. But you see the path, right? Like, that was a simple escape path you could have taken and basically avoided everything. Because if you had trapped, like, in that vine path, he would have had to go on around them, which would have wasted his time more, and you could have gotten to the wall in time. And plus you had flash, so. But if you really needed to use it. Okay, where's Caitlyn? Where's Caitlyn? Taking red buff. Okay. Team's dead anyway. Use your blue trinket as often as you can, at least defensively. If your team's about to die or something, you want to save it for like a Baron or something. But if you ever have it up, you just drop a blue ward in your jungle, because they last forever anyway. Why not? The only time you want to like start saving is when you start seeing objectives come up, because then obviously you want to have vision for it without having to ward, because warding is dangerous. You can always get caught if you're warding, and you guys don't have wards. Okay, so dragon the minute. No towers bottom. Jinx is out of position. Okay. What? Why? Why do you go this way? So, first problem is you're wasting a second because you didn't go through the scuttle. Speed up. So, that's mistake number one. You could have gone down and then... So you don't know Corky's here. But you do know Jinx is here. Because you just saw it. They pinged it. So you should be walking down towards the river. Plus you see Thresh here, anyway. He's ready to surround. Okay, and then this is a problem for Thresh. He goes risky mode. He doesn't know Corky is there. And you guys are way out of position. And Nasus, what? Why is Nasus like leaving? He just saw them here. Okay. Focus whoever's closer to you. Red buff? Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so at this point, two of them are dead and Thresh is dead. What can you guys do? Can't shove mid because your mid's too far. Nasus is shoving top, but you're already shoving bottom, so best choice right now is shove bottom with Nunu. And then right now you want to ping Nunu for assistance bottom. I don't know what is this Tryndamere want? What is he gonna do? He's just wasting time. Why isn't he bottom? I don't know. Okay. Okay. And then Shaco comes. 15 seconds before. Okay, so if you're shoving here, what's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna come and they're gonna try to kill you, of course. So priority traps in this situation. You can trap this way, because you want to be able to escape path this way. So one of the traps being either here or literally like anywhere that makes people go around corners, right? So if he's here, he has to go this way, right? Or if anybody's coming here, they basically have to go around this way, right? So you want to increase the amount of distance that they have to go before they get to you. So something where you can kite downwards. This is where your efficiency comes from right now. So if anybody comes this way, they go this way. If anybody comes this way, they go this way. And I'm not saying like you have to place the trap exactly on the wall. Like you could place it close to the wall. Close to the wall like here, close to the wall here, and then close to the wall here. Because what happens, like Nautilus comes down, right? Shaco comes down. So if you're standing like here and then you're hitting the tower or hitting the minions, you immediately walk through this direction, because that means Shaco has to go around or has to use his blink, which he already comes to engage with the blink. And then as soon as he goes here, he has to basically go around again. And basically by that time, you already killed him. So you're good to go. But watch out for these. You want to increase surface area, or not surface area, basically the perimeter. So just increasing the maximum distance it takes for their team to get to you. No, you flashed into it. You good? Did you drop something?
Oh no, it's just I saw it.
Okay. But anyway, so whenever you're gonna siege something, you have to use your traps. Like your traps are so good for sieging, and you just gotta place them ahead of time. Because in that situation, there's no reason for you to die at all. They should be afraid to engage on you because you're hovering over traps in the first place. Okay, they got Baron. Okay, why? What's the point of the traps here? They just got Baron. Dragon's down. They're gonna shove mid because I'm assuming they're not dumb, like, right?
No, I put this in.
Yeah, this is just a waste. At this point, you need to be saving your traps for mid, right? Because what are they gonna do in the next 20 seconds, right? They're gonna go mid, and what can they do with Baron? They can dive, especially with Tryndamere split pushing top 24/7. You just want to have like linear traps here or around the tower, just to basically block off their team from being able to dive you, or making it as hard as possible. And what are they doing now? What am I watching? They're all bottom? What? This team. No idea what they're doing. But basically in this case, you guys just wait out Baron and basically pressure or mid while Tryndamere splits top. But they should have already grouped mid. Otherwise, they just give you guys free gold. What? What? Okay. And now you don't have any traps here, right? So what are you gonna do? Can't do anything because you have nothing defensive working for you. No reason to queue Baron minions because it's never gonna do anything for you. They won't clear anything. Where are the traps? He's gonna kill you because you don't have any traps here. Do you have any refreshed? Okay, just one. And again, this is not a good trap because you're not blocking a path, right? You're not blocking your escape path. So what's your escape path like? Your escape path is going as far away from here as possible, right? So these are your two options basically in this case. So you want to trap here or here, because then as soon as you net like away, you're kiting here backline, especially if they trigger one of these traps, because you want to stay in range to damage them as much as you can. Oh, it's getting too close. Oh, that's nice. The pause button's broken again. Holy crap. The amount of times this has happened.
Yeah, or like you only have a certain amount of pauses or something.
Wait, is that the case?
That's what I heard someone say. I don't know if that's true, but I've seen it happen. That's what I've seen some people like be really careful with the amount of pauses they use because they know it just breaks.
Well, whatever. We'll just slow it down a lot if we need to. Where's Caitlyn? Where's Caitlyn? There we go, there's Caitlyn. What? What? What is that? You're asking to die?
Yeah. I don't
You
know
just
why I did that.
you never ult when you're in auto range. There's no point. You do more damage with auto attacks. Okay, you hesitated too much. You could have killed him without dying. You have more range than him, and you had minions blocking. Now Shaco's just building for the back door. Ginsu's stinger. What? So I mean, like, the way you're playing Caitlyn, I'm not saying like you're doing a terrible job or anything, but you're not abusing like the reason she's good, right? So
Yeah.
her abuse is terrain abuse by using her traps and using her range. If you don't abuse those properly, like you won't have a positive impact on the game, because that's what like Caitlyn does. If you play Jinx the same way you play Caitlyn right now, you probably have a higher win rate with Jinx, just because you're more the type of person to just consistently auto attack more in a fight than you are like properly planning ahead before a fight or before something. Oh, okay. Okay, what's gonna happen here? You guys are gonna get dove, right? Okay. And you have 5 traps, right? Okay, you just placed one. And that basically kind of saved you. But also, I don't know why he would ult there, because his team wasn't in position. Okay, but now you guys don't have a team here, so you guys gotta leave the tower. Okay, game's basically over at this point. You guys have all your engines down. Interesting. Okay, so I mean, at this point, we'll just start doing questions, because I don't think there's anything game-changing that happens, right? Or anything that comes close.
I don't think so. I think this was the game where Nasus tried to do something bottom later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something funny with Nasus happens, I think, but I don't really remember. This might not be it.
Okay. But I mean, hopefully I covered everything well enough about what you needed to prove on your Caitlyn. So, yeah. So again, you gotta work on harassing more. I mean, you don't have to like auto attack more than once in lane, but as soon as you see somebody going for a minion in lane, you gotta punish them for it. Especially if you have minions for you to block, especially if you're against like Blitz or Thresh or Nautilus, for example. And if you're behind minions, you're pretty much safe and good to go. So you gotta abuse your range, because that's what Caitlyn is known for.
There's like games when I play that way more, but I wind up losing a lot of farm in CS.
So, like the only time you will lose farm or CS is if you try to auto attack more than once. All you have to do is auto attack once as soon as they go for a minion, and typically you want to do that in the situation where the minions on your team are lower health than the minions on the enemy team. So that means your minion is going to die first, right? So if your minion is going to die first, their AD carry goes for the last hit first before you do. In that situation, that's perfect for you to just go ahead and auto attack. And you can manipulate it to have these kind of situations in your favor by appropriately like seeing ahead of time which minion is going to get low, which like when, right? So if you see that it's the case where your minions are going to be higher health than their minions first, then you make sure you prepare for it by like auto attacking fast enough, or just maybe putting a trap or something down ahead of time to basically properly put yourself in a position where they don't harass you for taking it, but then as soon as they get in a position where they attack for the minion, then you can harass them for it. Usually in like low elo, it doesn't matter because people don't think about when they should harass you. They just do it whenever they're in range, whenever they see fit. But you want to make sure you do it whenever it's appropriate. So in the situation where Jinx was like, let's see if I can find it again. Trying to find it. I can't remember where it was in the one. Was it that one? But basically, like, Jinx walks up. What you don't want to do when you're harassing is walk up into enemy minions and then auto attack. So as soon as you see her go for a last hit right there, just go ahead and auto her. In that kind of situation, you're fine to just hug the wall, basically, right? So hold on. Holy shit! I went all the way back.
I think I was afraid that she was like gonna rocket the minions and I was just gonna get caught in the area.
Yeah, but even then, like, you don't have to stay. Like, basically, all you do in lane is I see you just using your Q to harass, and I mean, you don't end up landing it most of the time, which is a problem. And then the other problem is you're not using your auto attacks for harass. And keep in mind, your range is higher than hers at the beginning of the game. So I mean, basically, don't stand between minions when you're gonna attack Jinx, but because you have Nautilus, the kind of thing, like, situation you want to be in is, for example, like, let's say Jinx is here, she's about to, like, attack this minion. Theoretically, let's say she stands over here and she's attacking this minion, right?
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is stand here, right? Anywhere here. Because if Nautilus is here, he can't hook you through here. But you being like here, for example, means you're out of the range of her rocket range, AoE range, and you have range on her. So this kind of position is the kind of position you want to ideally look for when you're in lane. You can like freely harass her for her trying to hit this minion, and you're not in a position to get caught by Nautilus. So in this lane, I would say it's a lot harder to optimally harass, because you have to watch out for that special case where not only are you like behind a minion so Nautilus can't hook you, but you're also like not on top of the minion so that Jinx can like AoE harass you. Okay, and then this was, I think it was after this. After you guys back, I think it happens where you go for the, where she ends up harassing you. Okay. This is the part where you don't freeze it, so that's bad. Okay. And then you netting away there, not good, because then you're not doing any damage for like 3 seconds. Forced to flash. She dies again here. This wasn't the part. I'm just trying to find like the one time in lane where Jinx basically walks forward to auto attack you because you're inside the minions, but she walks into your minions before she attacks you.
Yeah, I remember that.
I like pointed it out earlier. I just don't remember what like the timestamp for it. It was somewhere early in lane. But I mean, situations like that is what you want to watch. Like in low elo, people will do that a lot, and that's like that's like a huge blinking red sign for you. It's like, oh my god, you gotta punish this person immediately. Because not only are you gonna take minion aggro, but you can auto attack, trade them, and win because of minion aggro specifically. And then, so basically, if anybody walks up to you in lane and they're in like your minions or close to getting minion aggro, that means you're gonna win the trade so hard, because not only are they gonna have to back out from the trade, but while they're backing out, they're gonna take extra auto attacks from you, and you can win that like a lot harder than you guys just trading 1v1 from them not being inside the aggro range for minions. A lot of fights can actually like bottom be turned around just by minion waves. Because minions do a lot of damage. So, to reiterate, if you're fighting someone, you want to make sure, at least Jinx, because we're talking about Jinx in this situation. So if Jinx is here, and then like you're here, Thresh is, I don't know, here, and then Nautilus is here. This was like typically the situation in lane, right? Jinx wants to come up and like use the rocket on this man, right? So it triggers AoE on you. In this situation, you want to make sure that then you stay here, right? Because the AoE is going to be anywhere here, and Jinx is going to want to hit here. So you try to kite this small area because you don't want to go past here, because this is where Nautilus, who's here, wants to hook you, right? But this is also where Jinx wants to hit the minions, or if she's using machine gun, she's going to be like 550 range, so she's going to be like, oh my god, I can't draw circles, but whatever, she's going to be up in this range to try to auto the minions. What you want to watch out for though, if Jinx consistently just uses rocket launcher to kill the minions, that's gonna shove it towards you, and it's gonna get her aim, right? So whenever she has a machine gun, you can take these situations where you're inside minions to close the gap. But if she's using the nade launcher, then you have to get into these awkward positions, I guess, where you could stay away from Nautilus hook, but still be in range for her without getting AoE'd. Because her AoE basically equates your range in a sense, even though her range is 625. If you're standing behind, like on top of a minion, it basically increases what her range is to you, and like negates the 25 range advantage you have early in the game. But anyway, so just try to take advantage of situations like this when you're trading, because other than that, with Jinx Nautilus, you can't do the typical just walking up and trading like you can, like I was saying with Machine Gun Jinx here. Does that make sense? Is that good? Yeah. Okay. And then do you have like any other questions besides that one? So, I mean, that's the one that I see that you don't take advantage of in lane, and like that's like Caitlyn's core besides her traps. So you gotta watch out for that. Thinking about questions?
Yeah. How to read team comps, just like understanding why that team comp is like good and like how to play against it. Like for like example, this is just for bot, but sometimes like their enemy bot laner will seem like they like if they have like a Sona or something.
Yep.
It's really like pokey.
Yep.
And I don't really know. Like I was in a game and they had a Sona and we pretty much lost lane and we're just playing really scared the whole time because I didn't really know how to play around that.
Okay, so with Sona, I mean, if she goes pure damage, that's good for you guys, because that means she can be easily killed, right? So, playing against Sona, you're probably going to want to go double Durans, or get like at least a Vamp Scepter or something in lane, and then go IE right after that. At least because you can't trust your support to properly punish them for it. Like, I'm just assuming that whenever you play a lane like that, you know, maybe Thresh misses every hook or something, he's never in position to punish Sona for her harassing. But basically, like, as soon as you see her walk up and try to harass you, a lot of the situations end up being like, okay, ends up being something like their AD carry is like here, Sona's here, you and you are here, right? And then the minion wave is somewhere here, like where it is already, pretty much. And then obviously you want to keep this warded basically all the time. If you're in this situation, Sona walks up to harass, this is like super easy for both you guys to instantly collapse on this. The only time Sona can get harass on you like properly is if both her and her ADC are like pushed up. This is the kind of situation where you don't want to be anywhere here or here. Like this entire area is basically no range when she's next to her AD carry. And this is basically where you can't out trade her. So I mean, at this point, this is where you just use your range and farm. But as soon as you see like low Ela's gonna walk up and like this brush and try to harass you with the ADC being away, this is where you ping your support and say go 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 go, because she's out of position for a few seconds, so she should either die or take a huge chunk of her health out, because this means that her AD carry is gonna miss like 3 seconds of damage by being all the way down here. So this is the kind of situation you want to look for. Other than that, like if they're here and then you just stay back basically and free farm. Does that make sense? Does that cover basically what you were dealing with in lane? Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also like Karma that played pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah. I mean, with Karma, obviously it's the same thing as Morgana, where it's like you have to stay behind minions, but she can't harass you through minions, which is, you know, easier to deal with than Sona, I would say. But with Sona, she has no escape. So in a situation like this is where you need to punish her, and this is where like a lot of people in low elo make this mistake, because they think they can just go aggro and whatever all the time, but not taking into consideration the position of their AD carry compared to the enemy AD carry. So you have to watch out for something like that whenever she's out of position by a little bit, because you should be able to trade her, especially at level 3, right? Like whatever your support Thresh can go in, right? No problem, especially if he has Ignite. You auto, you E, you Q, and then you auto again, and she should already be quarter health or less. almost dead. You only want to EQ combo when you're not going to kill them, but you want to just win a quick trade. So if Thresh goes in, obviously you just trap on top of it and keep autoing her. And then maybe throw a Q if she gets out of range or something, because you didn't kite, but you should always be kiting. And then EQ is the type of situation where it's like you have Jinx, Sona, right? For example, and then you're here, Thresh, Sona, Jinx, right? Inside this situation. Jinx walks up to you, or walks anywhere in this range, or you can even walk up to her, right? She's going for this minion. Sona's here. Sona can't harass you in the next 2 seconds. So this is free damage for you on Jinx. She's out of position, you walk up to her, you auto her, you EQ, you walk up, and then you auto her again. You completely win the trade and like devastate her, just because she's not behind minions. So not only can you punish, like you can not only can you get punished from not being behind minions, but you can also do the punishing for people not being behind minions in a situation like this. Because then that's like this is the kind of different playstyles I'm talking about. Like, so against Nautilus, obviously you wouldn't be able to just walk up because he'd probably walk up to you and like pull you. But against Jinx Sona, you can do heavy harass yourself. You just have to watch out for these positions because people they don't stick together, and when Sona and Jinx aren't next to each other, then they basically they can't really harass. The only time you can basically harass in that composition is you're going a little bit out of position. But either they're out of position or you're out of position that's causing the harass. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think I need like a really, because like I don't really have a great understanding of like how to read team comps or whatever. Do you think that's really necessary at Silver 5 or whatever? Silver.
I don't think it's that necessary. I think if you're AD carry, you should be able to do well against anything. Team comp should be more oriented for mid jungle and top.
Right.
If you're playing like whatever, Caitlyn, Vayne, Kalista, Lucian, Ezreal, you should be fine almost against any team. You just have to play appropriately against it. Then you have to know where you're strong and where you're not strong. So like Vayne, not strong early, get to late game past 30 minutes, you're probably going to win. With Caitlyn, either harass early on and then your mid win rate is kind of low, but then you get back to late game and you're good again. And then Lucian has good early poke and then good mid game and decent late game. So that's why that guy is meta. and then Ezreal is just a decent early game because he can just free farm, no problem. And then as soon as he starts rolling, mid game, he has a huge power spike until like 35-40 minutes where he starts falling off. So basically, I mean, AD carry should be fine as long as you're playing meta picks.
Do you think I should switch from Caitlyn? You mentioned earlier, but you said like something about Jinx earlier.
Oh yeah, because I said like the way you're playing, because you're not thinking one step ahead of time. I think Jinx would be a lot easier for you to play. Because one of the difficult parts about playing Caitlyn is the harass and then the appropriately using traps. Because if you don't trap ahead of time for the specific situation coming up, you're not going to have like the maximum advantage you could have had otherwise.
Alright.
But Jinx has still a little bit of the traps, but I mean, Chompers are a lot easier to use than Caitlyn traps. But I'm not saying you should drop Caitlyn, but I'm saying like
Maybe temporarily.
No, not even temporarily. If you want to keep playing her, just go for it. But I'm saying like you have to make sure that everything that I told you about like traps and harassing, like you have to consistently do that. Because otherwise you're not going to use her to her full advantage, her kit to her full advantage. Because whereas Jinx, like using her kit to her full advantage is basically trapping whenever your team's chasing or whenever you're getting chased. So you can properly kite people, and then basically using your machine gun when you're in close range so you can quickly kill people. And then not missing your ult. You know, it's a lot easier, I would say, than playing Caitlyn. Right. In that respect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Payment.
Oh yeah, you do that after.
On your Twitch thing.
Yep.
You have the code thing.
Oh yeah. You can use that.
So 7.
Yep.
Alright. I'll get that.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me know if you have any other questions, after this, or if you decide to
That's pretty
switch or
much
something.
it.
Okay.
I was thinking about it because I don't know. I've gotten in like over 100 games in like the past few weeks, and I don't know. It's really slow improvement, if any, and it's just like kind of daunting, I guess. Like I don't want to like completely give up, but I feel like I'm just not taking advantage of the whole range thing well.
Yeah.
And that's like a huge Caitlyn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That and traps. Because, like, you saw most of this game, you basically wasted traps, or you didn't put them in the right location a lot of the times. And that's a huge issue, because you're not using your kit properly. So, if you're not going to use your kit properly, why would you expect to win? It's like playing a Riven, right? And then not being an expert at animation canceling and all that stuff. Like, maybe you could win with Riven sometimes, but if you're not 100%, utilizing everything broken about her, you're probably not going to win as much as you should be. So,
yeah.
That's the situation with Caitlyn. She's good, but she's harder to use. And I mean, I definitely think you can do it. You just have to make sure, like, that you practice doing it and you're aware of it.
Is there like, I know there's like a attack A or something where like it shows the range and then it gives you the attack thing. I usually just left click, but I don't really know about all the.
Wait, you left click? You don't right click? What do you mean you left click?
Oh, right click, yeah.
Okay.
I just right click.
Okay, so with auto attacking with A, if you press A and then you left click on the ground, it'll auto attack like the closest enemy whatever to you or minion. Usually, whenever I'm 1v1ing somebody and there's like no minions nearby, I'll go ahead and A move because it's a lot easier. I have a crappy highlight of me playing Vayne, and then I 1v2, and I die to freaking red buff, or not red buff, but red smite at the end. But basically, I kite the shit out of like Yi, but that's all A moving, and it's like really simple to do, because if there's no mini wave, there's only one target you can be focusing, and you can just like left click A left click on the ground, right click backwards. A left click on the ground, right click backwards. Whereas if you're doing right clicking, if you're fighting like a mini wave or something where you want to specifically focus someone and you're not sure if it's gonna stay targeted on them, then you have to right click on them and then right click backwards, right click on them and then right click backwards, and that's definitely a lot more mechanically intensive than it would be just A clicking. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just practice the two, see how they work, and then you'll get used to them and see when you should use them. But I mean, that's the general gist of using A-click versus right-clicking on opponents. Okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Alright. If I have any questions about, like, Jinx or anything, I can just message you.
Yep.
Alright.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Talk to you later then. Have a good one, and good luck.
Thank you.